My name is Dani Mata. I'm a studio art major at Sam Houston, and I've been doing 2D on 3D, and I am a senior. Drawing club. Back when I was a freshman, like this goes way back. Like even like I didn't used to be an art major. I used to be a MCOM major, and I think it was like just one semester. I was just a MCOM major for a semester, and that whole semester, I wasn't doing really well in my classes. I wasn't interested. I was like thinking about not going to college anymore because I didn't like what I was doing. Like I felt like I was just wasting my time. And during that time, I made a lot of art. Like I just made drawings for myself. I was like, maybe I should look up for like an art club. And I went like on the school website, and I just looked at all the clubs, and one of them was a drawing club. And I was like, what? That was kind of cool. I kind of like this. And then I just kept showing up, and I made some friends that kept going too, and like towards the end of that semester I was like, maybe I should just switch to being an art major. Like it changed my career. So I think it's a pretty important thing, but lately I want to take drawing somewhere else. Like it has to be more than just drawing. I have to take it somewhere, so I'm doing ceramics and I'm doing printmaking. I just started working in the ceramics lab. That's mostly because of like financial necessity, but also because I've gotten really interested in ceramics, and like the ceramics community is like no other art community. Like it's very like you spend a lot of time with other people. You grow like these connections, and like it's like very like a family, because you have to make work, and then it's like the aspect of like you have to fire all your ceramics, and it's better to do it in a group, because it's just, I don't know, something about it is like very appealing. Like it's like it appeals to that side of me that's like needy, I guess. Like there's this thing that I've talked about with Lawler, like ceramic people have this kind of thing about them, like they're more like grounded. Well, I started working for the gallery 2 years ago, fall 2016. Like one of our professors from Mosh was like, hey, we're looking for student workers, and we need someone that is going to eventually, like working at a gallery. Like maybe you're really gonna need that because your major's studio art, and it's gonna come in handy. And like, I definitely have loved that job, but it's something that has gotten me like really interested in the art world, because a side that you don't know about is like all the behind the scenes side of art, like all the things that happens behind it, all the people that take care of it, and all this kind of stuff. So Blackwater was a class assignment for my museum and gallery class. That's the class like every studio major has to take. Studio students have to learn about that side of the art world, and I think it should be more important learning about that side of the art world, because eventually that's the business side. That's how artists make money. And our assignment was just to like curate a show, make a theme for a show, and jury our work that we got submitted and put it in the show. So we had like this little team that we divided tasks. Like somebody got to make flyers, and somebody else got to put them up, and somebody else got to think about the idea. Yes. So we put that show up based on the theme of ink, and we didn't want to call it Inktober. So we were like, what if it's copyrighted? I don't know. So we called it Blackwater, and we're like, submit work about ink. I was hanging out with my friend Kim, and she is the vice president this semester. So she has to do all this stuff for SAA. So just because we hang out all the time, I ended up helping out. They do events like the jury show in the fall, and they do an art walk in the spring. So that jury show was an alumni came in, and they looked at all the work, and they curated what was going to go on the show, and then they chose a best of show, and they chose an honorable mention. I submitted 2 works for that are mine. This semester I'm doing printmaking, and I really liked what I've been doing in there, so I took a piece from that, and I submitted a piece from like ceramics that I did last year, like ceramics with tiles and relief, that is talking about all the the second-hand stuff my parents do. But I submitted that, and then I submitted the collaboration I did with Kim that we mostly wanted to talk about in our collaboration. We mostly wanted to talk about art culture. Like, I've been doing my work about that, so I wanted to draw something on her paintings, and I submitted that. And like, very surprising to me, my print got honorable mention.
Breakfast by the pool has nobody in the space, leaving the viewer to focus on the uneaten food, the empty chairs, and a black pool. This artist invites us into a space that seems familiar. However, due to the distinct patterns, mark making, and printmaking techniques, the room tells a poetic tale of emptiness. Having said that, the most intriguing part of the work is that this is the kind of image that can conjure up different interpretations, like all great stories.
Getting some kind of mention in any kind of show is always a good thing. Like, even if you don't win anything, it's always like the best that can happen. Like, it's always a good opportunity, because as an artist, you're always looking to show that you're involved in the art community, that you're trying, and that your work is being recognized in some kind of way, even if it's not grand prize. You know, so getting an honorable mention is a good thing to happen, and you should always be grateful for that. If you never submit, you're never gonna win. I think that's the biggest thing our professors always try to tell us. You can never expect to put in your work and expect to get first prize if you've never done it before. You have to gain experience, and the only way to do that is to put in your work and just hope that the juror or whoever is looking at your work will look at it and will really accept your artwork and see the value in it. You have to want it, and especially with art. You can't, art is something that's already so questioned for doing it in the first place. I try to make my work as honest as it can be. Right now, the space I'm in, the work I'm making, terms I'm using are too wide. I feel like I'm not hitting something. I'm not hitting the nail yet. But I've been thinking more about it, and I think I want to hit something more psychological about it, because it's places. And when you think about a place, it's a memory. It evokes your brain to have thoughts, and I don't know. I definitely want to dive in more into something more psychological about my work. I've actually learned a lot since I got here. I feel like what I'm going to get most out of being here is getting to know all these people and remembering all the things I did. But I've really grown to be a part of this college.